Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to my corner of the world. I've come on just a tinsy bit ahead of time just to make sure that everything appears to be working, and so far it looks as though it is. So this is really exciting. So hello everybody. So here we are on the 15th of October already. Come tomorrow we'll be halfway through the month, and I can't believe that, you know, we're already well through October and into the last quarter of the year. So let me explain what I've got in mind for today. As you know, if you follow me, my Sunday lives are all about creating something from scratch. So I have an idea and then I kind of pull it all together, and you'll have an opportunity to make to chat with me. And I can see Ramona is there. Hey Ramona. And so I was in the supermarket the other day, and at the checkout they had a bunch of these really lovely looking candles, and when I looked, and I'll show you, this is a bit of a shock. This is how much I paid for them. So I paid $1.78 for these candles, and it struck me that with the holiday season coming up, that maybe if you needed a hostess gift or maybe a co-worker gift, just a little something to let someone know that you're thinking about them, maybe a candle is the way to go, and to dress it up in a pretty box. So that is what my starting point is today. So the other day I was introducing you to some of our new fancy papers, and I made this card a few weeks ago now, but I loved this paper so much that I decided I would use it, I'd feature it in my box for today. And so that kind of dictated my colours. So these are the papers in this particular pack, and thinking about it, to make a box for this, I probably need quite a big piece of card. So that is the next thing I've got to do, is to work out how much card I need. So it's very simple, and you can do this for any type of box that you need. You can, you may go and find some exacta like this, or you may find some other candles that aren't the same size as this, but this is the way that I go about working out what I need. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure my widest point, which is just luckily the top here, and this is 3 1/4 inches there, across there, and of course it's a circle, so it's going to be 3 1/4 there as well. And then the height, I'm just going to put my ruler down on the workbench, and it's actually 3 1/4 as well. So this is actually going to be a square box. Right, so let's work out what we're going to need card wise. So my base is going to have to be that, like that, and I think what I'm going to do is give myself a little bit of additional space. So that, as I said, is 3 1/4. It's just a fraction under 3 1/4 actually. Just a tiny bit under 3 1/4. About 3 1/8 if I'm honest. So if I make that 3 and 3, so if that's 3 and an eighth by there. So I'm going to make it 3 1/4. So I'm going to need that space just to give myself a little room inside. So that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Right. So that means that I've got to have 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I need my sides like that. There's my 4 sides like that. And they're going to have to be 3 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches each one. So if I now total up, I have got 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 1/4. So that's 9 3/4 that away. And I'm going to need 9 3/4 that way because it's square. Okay, so I'm just going to check that. What does it they say? Measure twice, cut once. Just need to make sure that I think I'm going to be fine with 3 1/4. And I'm just going to double check this measurement. Yeah, 3 1/4. Okay. Now my cardstock size is usually 11 by 8 1/2. So I'm going to have to use 12 by 12. And when I looked in my stash, the only colour I had that would work with this paper was cherry cobbler. So that, we've got no decision to make. We're going to have our cherry cobbler. So 9 3/4. We're going to take 9 3/4 there. And I'm going to take 9 3/4 there. So I've got my square of card like that. And then I've got to score. So I have to score at, the first one is going to be 3 1/4. And there's my first score, and then I'll do 3 1/4 from the other end, then I don't have to do any math. So that's my, oh, fiddle-dee-dee, I've used the wrong one. Oh, I managed to cut it. Never mind. We've got, what a Nelly. Right, we've got another piece of card. So 9 3/4. I won't let that other one go to waste. You know I won't let that other one go to waste. Gosh, that wasn't a very good start, was it? So I need to concentrate. 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. Right. And then I'm going to score at 3 1/4. Turn it round and score at 3 1/4. So that gives me my 2 sides. And then I'm going to put it in, turn it round and do 3 1/4. By 3 1/4. So I now should have it looks a bit like a tic-tac-toe there. All right. Now my first is I'm going to cut right, I'm going to cut these corners. Now I don't want to cut them out. I want to just create my inside flaps. So I'm going to do this to start with because I've had another idea that might look really cute and just make this box a bit more special. So this is going to be like the back of my box, and what I'm going to do, I think it would be fun to have a drop down flap at the front. So when you take the lid off, it flaps open and reveals the gift inside. So to do that, I'm going to just draw a diagonal down here on what will be the front of my box. There we go. And then I'm going to cut along that line. Now I could use my trimmer, but to be honest with you, after my little snafu just now, I'm a bit worried about it. So we'll just go with these scissors and see where it takes us. I can always, you can always erase this little line if it still shows. I can just go ahead and just take that line out, but I have a feeling it won't show once we've got things all folded in. Okay, now I'm hoping that this is going to work. Okay. Now, if I now fold this piece like that, I'll need my bone folder. Oh, that won't work. There it is. I need my bone folder, and I'm going to push these pieces. I'm just going to make sure I line up those two cut edges there, like that. I'm just going to get my little, oh, that one's got a sticky label. Let's take this one that I took off the label. Let's put it upside down and see how we're doing for measurements. I think we're looking good. So if I bring this up, I've just got the tiniest little lip at the top. I think we're looking good for that. Okay, right, so we're going to get these score lines in, and then this will go back here, and then this one will go back here, like that, and then this should go up, and this should go here, and this one should go as well. Now don't forget, if you've got any questions or suggestions, just go ahead, put those in the chat box. Right, now this is going to be my outside piece here. So this piece is going to go like this, and then this piece goes up here like that, and then that goes in like that, that goes in like that. I tell you what, I've got, let's see if I've got some little clothes pegs that I got from one of the big box stores. If I do that, before I stick anything down, and pop this in. Oh, that's in the way, so that's not going to work. That's in the way, so we're going to have to move those. And that's in the way. Well, I think we've got a good box there. What do you think? I think we have an excellent box there, so we get this out the way. And now, where am I going to go from here? The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to trim a notch off of these two pieces. These two pieces are going to go inside my box, and I'm thinking that by taking off that sort of shape there, it will mean that I don't have too much bulk on the inside of my box. There we go. Okay, so you can just see just off these panels, just on the inside. That's where all I'm going to take off there. And then, as I say, I think that they will sit better inside like that. All right. Now we're going to do some decorative bits. Let's do some decorative bits. So my panels here are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, which we would expect. And so I'm going to cut some card in the coordinating colour, I think. So this is shaded spruce. So I'm going to cut this 1/4 inch smaller all round. So if I take 3 inches, cut 3 inches, 3 inches, all right, now that gives me 3, and I need 4. So if I take another strip of 3, stick all that to one side. 1, 2, 3. So now I've got 6. So 4 pieces will go around there, like that. I think we could put 1 inside to reinforce the bottom, and maybe 1 on the lid when I get to do the lid. Right. Now we're going to use the pretty paper. So I have, these are 3 inches, so these are going to be 2 3/4, and that gives me my nice 1/4 inch border, well, 1/8 inch all round. So let's see, so 2 3/4, get some room here. Okay, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4. Ooh. Right, so that's like a piece of 12 by 12, and that's given me 4 nice squares. Let's see where that takes us. So let's get these stuck down. Right, now one. I'm going to attach these to my box while it's still flat, and then that way I am not going to struggle lining everything up when it's all made. Right, so there's my 4 panels. So let's take out my handy dandy little clippy things. Now, to make sure that I don't put the panels on the wrong pieces, I'm going to tuck in everything that doesn't need anything else sticking onto it. So let's see how that works. Now we've got to remember to have this the right way up. So I know that that treble clef there needs to be like this. And so I'm going to turn this round quarter turn and then make sure that I get these the right way. If you used a paper that doesn't have any direction, then it's not quite so critical. Now this one doesn't have a treble clef on it to give me a hand, but I have a feeling, because I don't read music, but I have a feeling this double line here, the little dots are to the right, that must mean it's the right way up. And if that's wrong, maybe anybody out there who reads music can correct me. Okay, I think this is going to be my last one. Right. All right. Now then. So this is my front and this is my back. I'm quite pleased with it so far. We've come a long way in 25 minutes. Right, so let's stick that in there as well. So I just want to reinforce the bottom of this box a tinsy bit because it is got quite a hefty candle in there. There. Now, is it the right time to be sticking those together? I think I'm going to use some double-sided tape. Right, so let's pop this. So these are the side panels. So I want to just get those tucked away. Like this. and I'll do the same the other side. So and then this bit can just go up there. Right. Right, so I'm going to use my little tool here to help get the backing off there. And so I'm just going to make sure I get my edges lined up here. And then give that a good smooth down with my... And by doing this, it means that I get a nice neat edge at the front here when I have my drop down flap. If I was to cut it, it might not be quite as neat as I would like, and it would perhaps be a little bit weak, so it reinforces as well. Okay, rightio. So I think I'm ready to do this bit now. So this piece goes in like that. This piece goes like this. So I need to attach those. So if I put some double-sided here, alright, so I'll do the same that other side. Right, so I need to work out where else I need to put some. So that's going to stick like that. So I think I also need to put some here. Well, it's certainly turned a little bit chillier here in North Texas this last few days. Oh, what have I done there? Oh, I've gone off the thing a bit. Right, I'm just going to put a piece down the bottom here. We were out and about yesterday. We went down to the 6th floor museum down in Dallas, and it was lovely in the sunshine. We sat and watched the eclipse, but yeah, as I say, it was lovely in sunshine. However, when you walk round the corner into the shade, oh boy, was that a bit chilly. Okay, you can see here that I've kind of overshot, so I'm going to fold that back on itself like that. But it's better than trimming it and getting your scissors all sticky. Now, okay. Right. So let's get these bits lined up. Like that. I'm going to go in with my bone folder and give that a really, really firm press. And then I should be able to take this off. And then this piece off. Get everything lined up. Alright, so who else is out there with me today? Anybody care to say hi? Right, so there's our box, like that. Ooh, and that is a pretty good fit. Gosh, I'm pretty chuffed with that. So then that will drop down like that. Now I need to think about my lid. Now then, get my piece of paper out. So we need so for my lid I need 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then I've got to do my side pieces. Now I don't want my side pieces to be as deep as my box, because then I'll lose all my pretty paper that I've so carefully put on there. Alright, so let's see, what would an inch look like? An inch might look quite nice. Maybe an 1 1/4 might look a bit more luxurious. 1 1/4. Okay, I'm gonna go middle for diddle. 1 1/8 inch. 1 1/8. 1 1/8. 1 1/8. Okay. So now we just total up. So that's 1 and 3 is 4 plus 1 is 5, and then I've got 1/4 and I've got 1/8, 2/8, so that's 5 1/2. Let's just double check that. 1 2 3 4 5. 1/4 is 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, which is 1/2 inch. So I need a piece that's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to score it at 1 1/8 all the way round. Okay. Now, do I use card or do I use some more of this paper? I'm wondering whether this paper is firm enough for this box lid. Maybe I ought to use just some more card. Let's use some more card. Right. Now originally I wanted to use some more of this shaded spruce, but actually that's all I've got left. I've got scraps. I'll just wait for my order to come in. So I'm gonna cut a lid 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. Now I could use a smaller, a standard piece of cardstock for this, but I haven't got it out. So I'm just going to use the 12 by 12. Right. So I'm going to be very careful not to use my scoring tool, or my cutting tool to score. In fact, I'm even going to stick it down so I don't make the same mistake as I made earlier. Oh, glad you like it, Ramona. Okay, now I need to do 1 1/8 score all the way around. So 1 1/8. So 1 1/8, and I need it to be just slightly under 1 1/8, so that it fits on the, gives me a little bit of wiggle room to go on the box. So 1 1/8. Okay, so that's 1. Why did I do that? So 1 1/8, like that. 1 1/8 again, just a very tiny bit under, and 1 1/8 again. So I like to make boxes, but I only like to make a box for something. I don't really want to make a box for just for the sake of making a box. So that's why when I saw those beautiful candles, and even more so that they were on they were on sale, that I couldn't resist. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a notch on my tabs. A notch and another notch. And again, the reason that I do this is that it just means that there's less card that is actually going to go in corners, and it just takes a bit of the bulk off and just makes a neater job. That's all. Right. So let's go put my score lines in. Now I could put some more decorative paper on the sides of this box, of this lid rather, but I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to put anything on there, but what I will do is I'm going to put that piece on the top, and I've got a piece of this really pretty berry one. Now, what size did I need those again? Oh, can't remember. I think it was 2 3/4. Yeah, 2 3/4. So we'll trim 2 3/4 off of here. There we go. Oh, the trimmer won't work because I've stuck it down now. It's okay, we can cut this time, Cindy. It's not a no-no. I'll pop that bit of tape up there for now. So let's go ahead and stick this down. Like that. And that's going to go on there. But I think I want to put some pretty ribbon underneath it. So I'm going to attach it like this. If you follow me, you know I do my little trick where I save my ribbon by not putting too much, not putting it all the way around my piece of card, because all that does is use ribbon that won't be seen, and I can't cope with that. And if it's on a card and you're going to put it in the post, it can make it a little bit bulky and heavy and take more postage. Right, so I think that's going to go on there like that. Right, so now back to the double-sided tape. Right, so I'm going to put double-sided tape on my tabs like this. I'm going to trim that one off, break my self-imposed rule about using scissors on sticky tape. but that was too much for me to fold back on itself. Right. Okay. Let's just see what we can do with this. So I'm just going to swing this tab underneath like that, and I'm going to line up my fold with my cut edge, and then just use my bone folder to just give that a good work in. Like that. And my last but one, and then my last one, I'm going to pop it on the box and make it work there. Right. So in you go, and on you go. Right. Now then, that's going to go underneath there. I'll take the backing off here and here, and then I'm going to use the box to line everything up. And now that should, feels a bit tight. We might need to work it a little bit to make it happen, but that should fit. Ta-da! Oh, that's always my biggest worry, is it not fitting properly. Right, so this is the way round. We're going to put some dimensionals on here. And there's one more thing that I still need to work out what I'm going to do on this box, and that's this, because I'm still got this that needs to be something done with it, and I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this. Now that's 3 1/4. So if I cut this as a 3-inch square, let's see if this works. I'm going to cut this as a 3-inch square, and then I'm going to cut it into a triangle. And I'm just doing that by lining up my corners on my cutting. And so now I've got my 2 corners here. Now then, if I put one there and put one there, what do you think? Well, that looks pretty okay, doesn't it? This just gives a little bit of interest, and with the little pocket that it's creating, you would be able to put like maybe a little gift card in there. And I don't mean like a monetary gift card, but a little card saying, "To you, love from me." That's what goes through my mind that we could do there. And not only that, by putting a little bit of extra weight on here, I'm hoping that when you open the box, it will drop down a bit more spectacularly. Now then, I'm going to put this one down first. Just make sure all the bits are lined up, like that, and then this one. Make sure that that's all lined up as well. Get the old bone folder. There. Okay, yes. You see, now that's doing what I hoped it would do. So when we take the lid off, it should drop down. Come on, down you go. Oh, I know what it's catching on. It's catching on a piece of that card. I just need to, I know, a glue dot. We'll stick a glue dot under there. It's just lifted up slightly. So then that is a good reason not to have too deep a lip on your lid, because you need to have it not get caught up in the card decorative piece. Oh, put it the right way around, Cindy. Well, we know it fits because we just made it. We had it on earlier, didn't we? There we go. There, it just needs a little bit of persuasion. There. All right. Well, I'm conscious that we're carrying on quite a bit, but I hope that you're enjoying this, because it's a great little project. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. All is merry and bright. I thought that would be perfect for a candle. All is merry and bright. Absolutely perfect for a candle. And because I've got so much cherry cobbler, I'm going to use the shaded spruce. Like that. And now I've got this is called a modern oval punch, and I'm going to use that. And it's a bit big for what I want, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut it to one side like that, and then I'm going to cut it smaller. So I'm going to start by putting this piece of card in, and then putting this in like that. I just want to put one side in like that. Now I can pull this piece out, and I can line up the top and the bottom like that, and I've kind of made a bit of a circle looking at it. Now if I then go in with this, I can pop that on like that. All is merry and bright. And we're going to do a bow. We're going to do a nice big luxurious bow on the top. of our box. So this is the vanilla, it's vanilla and gold satin edge ribbon, and it really is ever so pretty. I'm going to put our bow with a glue dot. So what do you think? Have you enjoyed making this box with me? I do hope you have. So as always, I plan to be back next week at the same time for another live and another exploration into some new projects. Just remember that this would make, as I say, a great gift. And even if it's you don't want to do something like this for Christmas, you could always do it for like a little birthday gift, and just sort of change out the papers and the colour combo. And we're going to finish off with some final bling. Oh no, come on. I'm chasing these rhinestones around the paper. I'm going to do a big one because I get left, I use so many little ones, I get left with the big ones. So we're going to pop a big one down here as well. So there we are. Well, thank you, Ramona. I'm glad you like my box. If you all have enjoyed my live today, perhaps you'll go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, then any questions or comments you have, you can always put them down the bottom in the comments section, and I'll look forward to reading them and answering any questions that you do have. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, perhaps you'll go ahead, do that and share my video, and I'd certainly appreciate any support that you can give me. Okay, so there we are with our little drop down box, and as I say, if I give this to someone, I'd probably put a little card in there that says, "To you with love from me." Well, I will look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. Bye bye for now.